Welcome everyone to the first day of the PGS2 winners break, and I'm Toby, joined by Matchroom, and we are in Matchroom for one hell of a set of 12 games here. The teams are ready. We've been up there talking with them already. They are good to go, and they want the action from right from the get-go.
Oh yeah, we're getting like a small taste of what the grand finals could be like whenever we look at the collage of teams that we've got onto this one. But still, high pressure, as you've got to make sure that you're making the qualification settings inside of this, making sure that you're hitting your points, maintaining that consistency. As we've had, sure, 3 days of action, but remember the players only each played 2 days due to the group stage. We're back into another 2-day session.
They sure did. Now let's hop on over to match number 1. The plane is in the air, else fair as can be, as we go straight north to south. And while there's no promises off of this plane path, one thing that is kind of interesting, especially as of what we've been seeing late and in the qualifiers for this tournament, we haven't had a single military circle throughout the entirety of the group stage. So who knows? With this plane path, there might just be a chance.
Look, I'm one of those people that whenever I'm like eating dinner or whatever, I find whatever the tastiest thing is, and I save it for last. Maybe that's all we're doing. We're just waiting for the melee-based games whenever we get to the grand finals, or whenever it's the absolute best moment for me, worst moment for the players. But this is also happening over on the western side, where we do have, it's going to be Jinji and Soniqs.
With the circle shifting far north, it's obvious that these edges are going to be burning. Question mark now out as well as Loki finds a 3-piece. No matter if you got a bad knee or not, he's still going to be able to frag out, takes down the entirety of Question mark, and Soniqs now trying to wrap their way further forward. First one goes down to the hands of TGLTN. Finds the second as well. Now he needs to commit to the heal because he's running down low in phase 3 and it's about to hit phase 4.
But they're going to have T5 in front of them and PO, depending on pathing, 17 on the other side.
And this is again a situation where, I mean, PO a little disjointed from his team. We know that he likes to play this play style of going out and making things happen on his own, but when his team is then attacked and he is not able to really go out and help at all, it's just troublesome. As I say that, thank you, PO, for disproving my point, because bad PO things can really quickly turn into good PO things. But even if he does get these 2 kills, I'm sure that he would have wanted to really have his teammates alive here too.
And that's kind of the problem, right? Is if you're Soniqs, you're like, the only one we didn't kill was PO. Where, oh, where could PO be? And now it is just going to be H-Win having to make pathing into a, I guess, a very caught-out circle. Now, yep, there's 17 coming in. 17 is going to continue moving south.
17 is taking nothing for granted here. They're wrapping in really slow. As you're saying, they have Little Ghost up on the northern side. They know that they have 3rd and 5 ahead of them, so not in a hurry to push on in. They'll sit here and make completely sure that no one is going to backfill them, that they're not going to get backstabbed. They want to focus inward, because we all know that 17 Gaming, once they only have one direction they need to go, they are as dangerous as any team on the server.
Look, whenever you got your backs to the wall, you don't have to worry about being backstabbed. Exactly. That's 17 strength, 8 HP. Oh, H-Win. He is going to find himself a recessed hillside that he can play in, but that is going to have some vision coming out from James and the rest of phase.
Oh no.
No, he's gonna go for it. He's gonna reveal. He's got to hit these shots.
There's no way. That one's gonna hurt. In any case, H-Win at least got some placement points. He was a solo player with 11 alive and he makes top 5, so there's that. Well, that's probably all he can take away from that situation. But here comes Expendables. As shit, this fight was bound to happen eventually. They didn't want to go into day trade, and now they're forcing the fight against Na'Vi. Delwyn up and over, finds the first, goes for the second as well, but can't quite connect.
If you ask him, it's like the boomer. But match leaderboard here, 20 points for FaZe, and Expendables is 13. Really good. Day trade. Happy to see them also step up. They were also really good in the winners bracket for PGS1.
Thank you so much, guys. Here we go. One more wrangle for today before we hop on over to Takeo. I'm Toby, joined by Matchroom, and Matt, we finally got a melee game.
Unofficially, Falcons probably assisted T5 in that fight so much.
That's an ambush. That is an ambush set up perfectly by Soniqs, and Expendables have no clue what was waiting for them. Once again, we're seeing these trap plays, and this time around, Expendables are completely torn to pieces.
Good read on the circle with this one. We have some more problems that are kind of brewing with it, as QM was thinking about taking a similar path, but Na'Vi playing from that hillside, taking some shots, making it more complicated on them, allow Soniqs to make some more movements that they were having issues with just a moment ago.
Again, I mean, we talked about it before. Na'Vi likes flexing out of the compound. They do it here as well. They hear Sonic shoot towards Expendables. They go, if this turns into a proper fight, they cannot focus us up the hill. We'll have a good chance at doing something here.
But 4 members of Falcons right now are starting to collapse in, and they've got to be cautious. Na'Vi going to send it down the hillside right into Soniqs. Na'Vi knows where they're at, played around it, moved in, but there just wasn't the cover that they wanted.
Soniqs sat here earlier, and now we thought surely they would have left by now. Not quite the case. Soniqs haven't had to move, and all the kills are just coming to them. And just like that, it's only Uber left alive. Does he commit to getting off this hillside, or does he wrap back north knowing that his teammates are done for? You could only imagine that he's gonna make a run off of this. No way he's gonna get down here safely. He's a phenomenal player,
man.
don't get me wrong, but the longer you stick around here, the bigger the chance that you fall down with the rest of your
But
team.
LG is coming up back behind. They heard what's going on with Soniqs. They're about to pounce into this. Tickleton cannot make the commitment into Uba. I was so willing to see a Tickleton Uba 1v1, but instead, Mime says, no, I need assistance. I've got some friends over here, and Luminosity Gaming wants to get control over this because this opens up them to have control of the entirety of the majority hillside.
What could probably be 30 seconds, you'll see two teams wiped off the bot. It's very quickly going to get very crazy, especially also here down towards that southwest side with Soniqs getting ever so much closer to Luminosity just over that ridgeline. Flood ready and waiting for the push from Sneakers. Finds one early with the nade.
So well cooked, and now just going to go ahead and sit, wait. Next nade's going to come out. H1 cresting up the hillside, seeing if he gets
He's just running for
it. He
it.
just steps into it. I mean, that's what you got to do when the nades start going out, right? Several of them come at you while the pin's pulled, make the push, get the knock.
You know what? I don't mind it. Whenever you see the second nade thrown, you go, he's probably going to throw a third as well. If I can catch him with nade in hand, so be it. And he does exactly that. H1 finds Flood now with the molly as well. So Kick, all of a sudden, just in a split second, finds himself very, very lonely. Shrimsy peeks over the top, goes for a knock, but realizes that they have to go for the res instead.
Jinji moving a bit more aggressive into this, and it looks like they might want to try to third party. Just two members, though. Meanwhile, we've got good old T5 and question mark like, yeah, guys, just keep on fighting in the hillside. Forget about us weekend over here. It's perfectly fine. Soniqs now starting to move in, seeing if they can get more out of it, but that means that the duo from Cerberus now coming in from the north is going to be a little bit more pinched into this day trade. Have walked right into a thick position, and they are just going to get pulled apart here. There is nothing they can do.
This is going to be absolute chaos in just a moment, with Tai Lu now being able to wrap around Cerberus as well. They've not been shot at by Third on 5, and therefore it's gone unnoticed. So the eyes of Cerberus that they are down here. He must know. Prime nade lopped on over. It's going to take down Shrimsy. Look at this, 11 kills for Soniqs, 9 already for Cerberus. These two teams are out for blood.
H1's got to be careful with these peaks. He's already revealed Mott's going for the spray and narrowly makes it back behind, but with the combined efforts, that's a nice double tap from both sides of this one. Now Tickleton's got to realize, okay, do we go for it or not? We leave it alone. Jinji's coming up back behind him, and suddenly Soniqs, what you just did to day trade's about to be what happens to you, but that's going to be a unified server standing up against him. Hamas lines into one, but finally Mime spots out what's going on with Jinji, and this is just chaos. Soniqs out. How much more of a push do we see come up from Jinji?
Jinji gets the double in very, very good fashion. Slow moves, tree to tree, bush to bush. Don't aggress if you don't have to. But now with opponents right ahead of them, might as well take the shot. Now PO does get knocked, so they will have to try and reset. But Cerberus, we know they're not a team to sit around and wait this one out. They want to go and fight them in return, and they know that they have the numbers advantage.
Cerberus still in the very top. It's shaking up a little bit, but still, it's just 2 games down to go, and we of course have 12 in total.
Well, it's going to be close up towards the top still, though, because teams are getting a lot of kill points, but not being able to get some placement points here and there.
Right.
Soniqs, of course, looked fantastic in this game as well on another blazer.
They popped off again, and the way they're able to defend in general, how they're able to play in like terrain, take advantage of that, winning their 1v1s, winning their fights there, super impressive. And so yeah, I'm really having high hopes for them, to be honest.
I'm looking out. We'll have to see. As I don't know, the circles have been mean with what between military bases today, hard shifts being predominant and back-to-back like opposing side hard shifts, specifically in the mid game.
PO, he just denied 1 point. I'm not against that. They were going to get it. They were going to get it. So for the fact that PO nades himself, whether it be on purpose or not, at least you denied 1, because that was easily going to go the other way. Soniqs now full speed forward, trying to get to the circle. Tanvu finds the flush on the double. The stance here from Expendables works out for them, despite them being the ones to have players knocked just before.
Shrimsy all alone and by himself right now. As you can see, the 17 duo trying to see if they can maintain being a duo. Tanvu dancing around. Multiple members for the Expendables are around him. He spots it out. Goes for space. Shrimsy spins it back around, but that's just going to be the information they needed. LG is eyeing into this one, but LG, who's been quiet for quite a while, has such a strong position in the circle.
That flick from Shrimsy was absolutely disgusting.
Shrimsy, man, there's something about whenever he gets down by himself, if you take shots, he is just on edge and can spin so quick.
I really want to see the teams go into these situations where they're taking the compounds around the unplayable and close to the unplayable area. But you saw teams, go for emergency pickup on the edges and trying to get somewhere else. Trying to get some of those compounds that are like really high priority in these eastern circles here. 3rd and 5 though, in up at the top here, James.
Honestly, I mean, what they've got 35 points so far. If they get another good game, they're probably into the grand final, as long as you kind of have middling results from there on out. And again, who would have expected them to be in this position right now? I don't think a lot of people would.
Yeah, the cutoff for winners bracket for PGS1, just to compare, it was in our mid-60s as well.
Yes.
66, something like that, depending on where they end up. So having this just after 3 games, fantastic for them. Just one, a win with double digits, they're looking fine. They're into the winners bracket. So looking good for 3rd and 5. Cerberus 2, of course, FaZe tied on 26.
Thank you so much, Kalaris and Avenger, bringing in all the insights moving into this set of Miramar. As I am excited. Groups for this section of it, 3 Miramars back-to-back. Close out. We often see them to be fairly action-packed, depending on how circles are going to be going, and the hillside is going to block them out. But Day Trade is going to have the capabilities of moving into it.
This right here is playing perfectly into the hands of FaZe. And you can see as soon as that first knock comes through, they're all eyeing this fight. They're going to peek over from behind and get a really good part of this fight. Summer finds one, Mill finds another. A lot of damage coming through towards Day Trade, but not able to get all of them. And now Soniqs peeking over from one side. FaZe is going to peek over from the other as well.
This is just going to be an absolute sandwich. Day Trade, Petrichor Road just smashed in between Soniqs on one side, FaZe on the other one, exploiting high ground advantages and just raining in the damage. It is just, what, I would say at this point about an 80% chance of rain, but that rain is just going to be bullets and mortars, nades, everything you could potentially want.
And there you have it. HWin with a double takes down Petrichor. They thought they had a good play in the making, but not quite the case. Day Trade falls immediately after.
So they've been warned in advance, but they are going to be outnumbered. Is HWin going to be able to get the knock onto it? And yes, he does to open this one up. And that should stop FaZe in some fashion, as also the Expendables are going to see this rotation.
Yep, that could have been a very dangerous play had Jeans been allowed to wrap all the way around that side, but HWin ready and waiting as the push came through. Correct seat now lobbing a few smokes forward. They want to get Gustav back to safety, but I'm not sure how they do that from here. They're going to rely on other teams to force Soniqs off that hillside, I believe. Oh, Gustav, the vehicle's on fire. Get away. He saw it and he started sprinting. Unfortunately for him, in due time. They know that because DraftKings fell to 17, that's players up there. That means Falcons cannot play out in the open. That is allowing them to push further forward. And now FaZe again trying to make something happen where there is nothing to do. Nice headshots come through from Correxi, but it ain't gonna be enough. They did not have the eye in the back, and therefore they crumble.
Oh, bounce around the vehicles as Soniqs is making the concerted push into Falcons territory. But remember, it's going to be Gen G remnants coming out from this one, so it's going to be a 1-2 punch combined together to take out the Falcons. Is Soniqs going to continue this rundown as they've got the entirety of this compound now in control, and it's just going to be DG that they're going to have to contend with in close range, but the circle pops so far away from it. Soniqs using the small bit of firefighting that happened over here, a couple of bullets being exchanged as an opportunity to jump up into the north. 2 of their members, technically 3 of their members, about to be all 4 of their members, getting in this high ground, takes out Duck Juice. That crossfire now gone. North belongs to the Soniqs as the south is just going to be a massacre. Gen G is trying to get out, and they're going to have to run right next to Na'Vi as there's nowhere for them to really go, while TE is going to be flanking it right back behind this one. Uba's going to go ahead and go down in this one. Gen G still fighting for their life on this hillside, but there is no winner to be had over here.
Nice plays coming through from DG, really using the fact that his teammate is back up on the other side to his advantage. EJ, nice 1-2 punch for them. Issue is they've allowed Expendables to claim up all over this hill. They're down to low HP, but somehow Expendables just can't find the flushes. They're going in the hands of Soniqs, who are starting to take more and more control. 8 kills and counting as the boys in blue start to really run away with this one. Let's see how many different fights Soniqs stats take at the same time here. HWin is slowly making his way up the top of the hill, and now the element of surprise in 777 has passed, but he finds one. Mime falls. Can they reset? Instantly, smokes deployed. And you can see Delvin here wants to go for the rest, but it's simply not going to happen. There's too far over to 777 as Tickleton instantly pops off to hold the angle while the rest comes through.
But at this point, you're playing for in-game and win. You're not playing for that one kill.
HWin is wrapping on this one. I like the idea. Now Strimsy peeks over the top, gets the double on Delvin and Tanvu, as well as Soniqs reach kill number 10. Nice off-angle push for HWin with the backs against the blue, just waiting for the snakes to present themselves.
They've been tracking the kills as it moves forward. They want this fight to happen, and then they want to exploit what happens next. They wanted some weakening to happen because the Americano already down to half-life just makes it that much easier for them to have to contend with. Now that that's happened, you can see this is your go moment. moment. Soniqs just going to step forward, start throwing out their utility. H1 was going to be leading the way with a solid gun to try to get something, but Americano defends it up. Good headshot, but that's still a lot of Soniqs members just flooding down into the thick of it. I don't know if Americano, which way are you going to try to be looking? As Deva now making a flank play?
Wait, Mime is far out in the blue. He doesn't have anything to work with somehow, though. He's not seen. Mime goes down, Tickles and finds one in return. And just like that is a 2v1, but this one is turning out to be a lot more hard to claim than what I thought it would be for Soniqs. It's a 2v1, flashes galore. Deva is blind for days. It should be an easy pick up in here, but they're both blinded. As Deva finds one, and thankfully for the Soniqs, Tig is able to turn it around, but you can see that face. That ain't smiles, that ain't joy. That was way closer to a second place than Soniqs would have wanted it to be.
$42 for Soniqs. 35 of course still trailing quite well. 39 for them.
You'd have to absolutely whiff it to not go, but let's take a look on a little further down here, as of course you do have teams like FaZe, etc., and things like that. Some teams still not having the best of times. Again, Danoa, so many expectations and hopes. I mean, even some of these guys like Pero, etc., and Na'Vi, not having the best of days to start things off.
Different playing paths allow for teams to go to new places. We might just see a bit of an overlap because of that.
We do also, I have to bring it up because it's just a main thing. There is a world where we do get Trailer Park in the circle too. And I don't know why. Trailer Park, Oasis, they're always just fun for me, but Oasis not so hard.
And if we're going to get Trailer Park, it has to be now because it's going to be removed real soon.
This is going to get very, very bloody.
It sure is. You can see Daytrade tried to get out of the city, tried to wrap around, but not going to happen. Norins wanted to wrap further around, I think, to get over to Push Hills, but couldn't quite make it there. Now, Daytrade down to just Bilmoth and Flash, and maybe only even for a short while. As you see Cerberus in the kill feed come off against Third on 5. Daytrade instantly after it moved, and just like that, 8 players out in a split second.
That was what we're going to be seeing going on with Impala. Now QM goes, hey, I've got an idea. It's a very similar idea to what just happened to Daytrade. This is going to be what's going on with that Cerberus fight, and this is going to provide some pathing down on the opposite slope from that hillside that Soniqs playing from. Give a block in sight line, but it's going to be Kia, the new targets that are going to be in front of them, as neither one inside the circle.
Yeah, D+, they have had the pleasure of sitting around and waiting it out for a while, but Deva and Menuda will have to make a move soon. They heard the shots fired from Cerberus towards that northeast, but they also know that they have Soniqs on the mountain, so it's very limited where they can run around in the open right now, especially with Soniqs still up high.
Are they going to commit into the Tai Lu path? That's not going to be too comfy to work with, but even Tig still capable of taking shots at him from here. Yeah, this is the reason why they sent him down here. Look at the vision that this compound provides. If this had gone north, great, but even with it going south, he gets to take pot shots on every single one of these teams that have.
I mean, right now 755 ain't with the rest of his teammates, and Tai Lu has already lost one. So if Question Mark goes up to aggress towards the Tai Lu compound, it might not be the worst idea now, though. We talked about D+ just before and how they would have to either stand their ground or back off. They tried to back off, and luckily for Deva, well, he fell in transition.
QM still trying to see if they can brave into this Tai Lu line, as it's not too comfy. Na'Vi, I like this. Ish,
where are you
smoke everything, throw out nades, distract the team, force them to get some type of meds out. Is
oh wait, it's phase 4. Never mind, they can't go anywhere. Elliot, shotgun in hand.
Now getting the vision in, but look right on the opposing side of it is what's going to be nerve-wracking on it. Nades on both sides. Oh, I didn't even see him walking over. Now does, though, and just going to be patient with that shotgun.
That should be an easy one. Nice setup there. Xamer right around the corner, playing a bit of a surprise role. I love the fact that Elliot did as much as he could to attract the attention while Xamer was literally just sat still. They will have him knocked on. Oh, Xamer had a nade cooked in hand, so he's going to fall to it now. Question mark again. This fight was going to happen eventually, but they read it smartly. They saw that 755 was a lone issue, as 755 is packing a punch.
And here comes Shin on the backside of this one, full on flank around in position. 755 did a great job on surviving, opens up the angles. Shin stepping in means the fact that QM finds themselves pinched, and Shin walks straight up into this. That duo just erases Question Mark and leaves behind an exclamation point.
Question Mark made the perfect read. It's a 2-1 split. Let's aggress on it, but 755 stood strong, takes down 3. That is going to be Question Mark out, and now Na'Vi, back we go. They find Delvin, but instantly after, Strimsy finds one. Soniqs still playing a massive factor in this city fight, as they have not come off the hill just yet.
All Miramar. Apollo Crews also limping their way out of this as Tig is going to spot out Duck Juice and finish that out as he's now also going to make a pathing into it. FaZe still continuing into this fight. It's just going to be Corexi and Fex left, and you can see Fex not feeling too good as Hisaki wants to step out more.
Look at the amount of opponents in front of him. Finds kickstart though.
Never ever count out Soul. He's got to creep forward. The Venn diagram of Blue Zone just absolutely demolishing him. But while this is going on, Falcons putting in some work on the Petrichor Road, opening up some type of possibilities for Soul to exploit as Falcons making that shift in. Soul's got a couple options to work with. Petrichor Road just kind of eyeing into everything that's happening with Falcons.
Everyone on the server fighting in the northwest, and now even FaZe is starting to realize, wait, we want a part of this too. You can't just be the only ones fighting, because every single team is fighting over the same 50 meters.
Middle of 60s, 65-ish is going to be a cutoff for top 8, so it's looking really good for them. One more good game for them and for Soniqs, and they're looking straight to go into the grand finals.
Yeah, if those top 5 especially do not let their foot off the pedal, I see a future where we probably know even 5 of our teams. I mean, things could definitely change, of course, because the thing is that if you think between 6, I mean, all the way down towards the bottom, all you need is 2 good games, and you're number 1 straight away.
Thank you so much. We're hitting that halfway point for our winners bracket, and yet again, back onto Miramar, and all of the games so far today have yet to disappoint, but we've been kind of drawn down into the south pretty regularly with our circles today. They heard the firefight that was going on in front, so stop, scout, move yet again as Gen.G now has regrouped, and they've got themselves that compound all the way up in the sky. Pretty strong. Shrimsy's got to defend this one up, and he does get the knock onto one. Are we going to see the continuation of this? But it looks like Na'Vi is kind of circling out and away from it, saying, nah, this might be too risky at this stage. But guess what? Here comes FaZe flying over it.
I don't think they're planning on stopping right here. They'll probably just enjoy the view from the sky, as I believe, I mean, it is a 2-2 split. A good thing for Soniqs is that Na'Vi did not commit.
It is a duo that's over here, but Na'Vi continuing to rain in nade upon nade. The circle does pop up here, so it's at least some type of benefit for the people into it, but Uva says no, you cannot approach this way. No open sesame allowed.
Access denied. Example finds one more, and now a punch is finally coming back through onto Na'Vi. 2 players get knocked, but who will respond to this? Damwon Kia looking the completely other direction. They don't want any piece of this whatsoever, despite the fact that Melman is the only player on Na'Vi on his feet.
Nobody has really run away with it. It is super linear all the way through our top 8 here, 51 to 34, so only 17 points difference from 4 to 8.
At the end of day 1 winners, it actually does my heart, it does a service to it, because 17 and Soniqs 1 point apart. If you think back to PGS1, the rivalry that was really, I mean, even previously before that, it was kind of set in motion, but these two were at each other's throats when it came to drop spots. Soniqs has deviated a little bit, of course, from that, and is looking really, really good doing it.
But now, I got you with that one. We're going to now invite Tig from Soniqs. Come on in, my friends. Come and have a chat with us. How you doing, man? You good?
Thank you, yeah.
Nice one. Okay, well, I mean, first and foremost, I just want to say that all members of Soniqs have put up, you know, really good numbers throughout the past 2 days of competition, at least. And, you know, what do you guys say to each other? What do you guys do as a team to kind of empower each other's play style? Because, you know, like we've already said, there's been really strong numbers across the board for you guys.
I think we used to be a very rigid team, so recently we've been focusing on kind of having a fluidity to us, where teamwork makes the dream work, and we can all morph between roles and work around each other better, and it's showing in the stats.
But we've seen that in past tournaments that you guys typically drop quite central, and you know, as of late, well, I would say especially in your region, but then coming to here, international LAN, PGS2, you guys have been, you know, using alt drops, let's just say. What's the story behind that? Because you've seen some success with those alt drops as well.
Well, I think we're a talented team, so we can win out of anywhere. 17 Gaming is a lot more stubborn than we are when it comes to the drops, so it sucks to concede, but honestly, props to them for being such a good hot drop fighting team. We've been practicing at other locations, and we still believe we can win.
بنرحب اعزائي المشاهدين من اللاعب تيجلتون متواجد معنا في المسرح بنهايه اليوم الاول، وحابين نساله مبدئيا اخر يومين من المنافسه جميع اللاعبين عم بيقدموا عم بيطلعوا باداء اسطوري، فسؤالنا له كان بهاي اللحظه انه كيف عم بتحفزوا بعض بالمباريات وخصوصا في هاي البطوله، ورده كان انه هم متعودين على طريقه اللعب ويعني واثقين في بعض في هاي المرحله، وخصوصا انه صار لهم فتره طويله عم بيلعبوا مع بعض وعم بيشاركوا في البطولات، وغير هيك برضه حابين نساله انه بما انه هم في PGS1 نزلاتهم كانت دائما متعوده على السنتر زون في البطولات، لكن المره هاي في PGS2 غيروا نزلاتهم وصاروا يتعودوا على خلينا نقول النزلات الثنائيه للفريق في الخرائط، ف ايش كان السبب بهذا التغيير؟ لانهم برضه عم بيطلعوا باداء قوي جدا، ورده كان برضه ان هم خلينا نقول دارسين نزلات الفرقه الثانيه، مع انه فريق 17 جيمنج يعني يعتبر عنيد كثير من ناحيه النزلات وبتكون فيها دروبس كثير منهم، لكن هم متعودين على هاي الامور بالنهايه وقدروا يوصلوا للنتيجه اللي حابين يوصلوها خصوصا في بطوله زي PGS2.
Well, congratulations on all your success so far, mate, and best of luck in the remainder of the tournament. It's only day one of the winners bracket, though. We've got more to play for tomorrow. So with that being said, thank you so much to everyone for watching and supporting all of your favorite teams from home. You guys, the fans, you are the driving force behind this esport. Thank you to all of the talent. Thank you to all of the players and production for being so amazing throughout this entire competition so far, but there's so much more action to come. So for now, I will just say that my name is Banks, that is Sandstorm, and this is Tig, and we'll see you tomorrow.